welcome to PLUSone, the series where each month I look at the free games on PlayStation Plus and tell you if they're worth the download. After all, the games may be free, but your time is valuable. Today is the first ever 3-in-1 in PLUSone's history, as I look at Bert Rebooted, In Space We Brawl, and 99 Vidas. I'm going to go over these three in rapid fire because there's quite frankly not much to say. Bert Rebooted is a 2015 reboot of qbert. Next. There's more script here? Ugh, okay fine. You probably know who qbert is, even if you don't think you do. He's that weird little alien guy that jumps up and down on an isometric pyramid and shouts expletives when he dies. Your goal in qbert is to jump on and change the color of every cube on the pyramid to move on to the next stage, all while dodging enemies who try to jump on you. Because of its unique design, it was met with acclaim upon release, and qbert became a bit of a lower tier gaming icon. Bert Rebooted is actually a 2-in-1 game, containing the original arcade qbert and a revamped version with 6 degrees of movement instead of 4. The classic side plays like total garbage here. The movement inputs are delayed if they even register at all, and it's going to take you some time to get used to the fact that you're controlling this entire game at that isometric angle. Right is down is left, left is up, and up is right. And again, the directional inputs don't even work most of the time. The reboot side of the game adds hexagonal platforms instead of squares, which unsurprisingly doesn't help things. The game at least highlights the direction you're aiming in, but having 6 directions isn't ever going to be smooth on a D-pad with 8 directions or a 360-degree analog stick. I found myself running off the edge by accident far too often. Thankfully, on this side of the game you have 5 hits instead of just 3 lives. The layouts here are more compact and they're redesigned around, with a few different iterations coming about as you progress through each level. Every level has 3 essentially identical sections to it, and there are 40 levels in total. This game was also originally a phone game, meaning it has your usual mobile game 3 stars of objectives, although here they never change. It's always just beat the level, beat it in an easily attainable time limit, or get a certain score. Lastly, you can change out your character once you earn enough of the gems that are dropped in-game, which is neat, I guess. Really, the only thing worth noting here is the music, because the soundtrack on the rebooted side is way better than it has any right to be. Bert Rebooted is 700 megabytes in size, it's $10 regular price, just take a hard pass, you'll be missing nothing. I'm gonna move on before his weird penis face gets this video demonetized. Oh, yay, a twin-stick shooter made in Unity. It's been a while. You remember Starwall back from my first month of PLUSones way back in February of 2017? In Space We Brawl is that reincarnated. Well, it's not actually super similar mechanically, but it's that same sort of 4-player mess-around game that you'll only touch once and never again. Starwall was at least fun though. In Space We Brawl mechanically is competitive asteroids. You pilot a ship, and you shoot other ships while dodging or shooting at small asteroids. There are a few different ship types, each with unique stats, and there are some special moves that you can choose before the match begins. That's it. The game has up to 4 players, and there's an inappropriately named challenge mode, which is honestly just the tutorial. If you don't complete some of that challenge section first, you won't have any idea what you're doing in the multiplayer. That's fine though, just pass. It's not worth the 700 megabytes, it's not worth $8.99, and honestly, it's barely even worth free. If you're a consistent PLUSone viewer, you've seen that I'm usually one of the glass half full types when it comes to PS Plus games, so if I'm saying it's barely worth even free, yeesh. Our last game is 99 Vidas, a 4-player beat-em-up game in a similar vein to Final Fight, Double Dragon, and all those games of old. This one has a lot of heart to it. It's the product of a Brazilian crowdfunding campaign. It's based on the host of a popular Brazilian podcast of the same name. It's clearly made with love, it's just not very fun. We have about a dozen playable characters here, with each having their own stats and movesets based on their elemental power. A legendary artifact known as the 99 Vidas, or 99 Lives, has fallen into the hands of an evil mob lord, and the entire world could fall into disarray unless our heroes get it back. You and up to 3 other players online or on your couch next to you will fight through a handful of levels in your classic beat-em-up style. Functionally, there's no problem to it, it's a fully serviceable game. The level art is really solid, there's a lot of charm in the backgrounds, and the character sprites are... yeah, they're a thing. The levels just go on for so damn long that it drains you. I bring my buddy in whenever I'm playing a couch co-op game for PLUSone, and we've gone through a decent few beat-em-ups together by this point. Normally, the back and forth and random banter that we would do would keep us entertained even in the dull moments of other games in this genre, but not here. Not one bit. Part of that might also be because the dash attack, one of the safest, most powerful attacks in this game, always plays a soundbite through your DualShock 4 speaker. I have no idea who thought that was a good idea. It went from annoying, to annoyingly funny, to unironically hilarious, to even more annoying in a matter of minutes. Even with that annoyance, it's still the strongest of the three that I've looked at today, no question about it. Perhaps it would be best to understand the podcast personalities and any references that come with it, because without that, it just feels like another beat 'em up, and a slightly less fun one at that. If you're always down for some couch co-op and you need another game, give it a shot. It's 2 gigs in size, and the regular price is $10. If you're watching this after PS Plus is rolled over, I would say give it a pass at that price. qbert and In Space We Brawl have no platinum, but 99 Vidas does. I don't recommend you go out of your way for any of these trophies, as the two without platinums have some insane trophy requirements. Playing 1,000 matches of this for a bronze trophy? No thanks. And that's it for PS Plus for April, everybody, so let me know what your favorite game from this month was down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, it really does help, and if you want to keep up with next month's PS Plus reviews, as well as my main series of full game reviews, hit that subscribe button too.